Learn Excel from Mr. Excel Podcast, episode 2060, Excel Advanced Filter. Hey, welcome back to the Mr. Excel Netcast. I'm Bill Jelen. Today's question sent in by Mort. Mort has 100,000 rows of data, and he's interested in columns A, B, and D, where column C matches some particular year. So he wants the person to enter a year and then get columns A, B, and D. And Mort had some VBA where he was using arrays to do this. And I said, wait a second, the advanced filter would do this a lot better. All right. And now just to review, I looked back through my videos. I haven't covered advanced filter in a long time. So we should talk about this. Advanced filter requires an input range and then at least one of these, a criteria range or an output range. Although today we're going to use both of those. All right. So the input range is your data, and you have to have headings above the data. So Mort does not have headings. And so I'm going to temporarily insert a row up here and just do like field 1. Mort knows what his data is, and so he could put real headings up there. And we're not using any of this data over in columns E through O, so I don't have to add headings there. All right, so now A1 through D 100,000 becomes my input range. And then the output range and the criteria range, well, the output range is just a list of the headings that you want. So I'm going to put the output range here, and we don't need field 3, so I'll just take that off to the side. So now this range right here, A1 through C1, becomes my output range. That tells Excel which fields I want from the input range, and they could be in a different order if you wanted to reorder the things, like if I wanted field 4 first, and then field 1, and then field 2. And again, these would be real headings, like invoice number. I just don't know what Mort's data looks like. And then the criteria range. Criteria range is a heading and what value you want. So let's say I was trying to get everything in year 2014. This becomes the criteria range like that. All right, now just a word of caution here. I'm in Excel 2016, and it's possible to do an advanced filter between two sheets in Excel 2016. But if you go way back, and I don't remember what way back is, maybe 2003, I'm not sure. At some point in the past, it used to be that you couldn't do an advanced filter from one sheet to another sheet. So you would have to come here and name your input range. You would have to create a name here, my name or something like that. All right, and that would be the way that you would be able to pull this off. All right. Not necessarily in Excel 2016, but then again, I'm not sure if Mort's going to be running this in older versions of the data. All right, so back here at Data, we go to Advanced Filter, all right, and we're going to copy to another location. That enables our output range there. All right, so the list range, where is the data? Because I'm in Excel 2016, I'm going to go point to the data instead of using the named range. So that's my input range. The criteria range is those cells right there, and then where are we going to output to? It's just going to be these 3 cells there, and then we click OK. All right, and bam, that's how fast it is. And what if we wanted a different year? If we wanted a different year, we would delete the results, put in 2015, and then do an advanced filter again. Copy to another location, click OK, and there's all the 2015 records. Lightning fast. All right, now, while I'm a fan of advanced filter in regular Excel, I was a massive fan of advanced filter in VBA, all right, because VBA makes advanced filter really, really, really simple. All right, so we are going to write some code here for Mort. Assuming that Mort's data has no headings, and we're going to have to temporarily add the headings. All right, so I'll switch over to VBA, Alt F11, and we're going to run this from the worksheet that has the data. So dim WS's worksheet, set WS equal to active sheet, and then insert row 1 and just add some headings: A, B, year, and D. Figure out how many rows of data we have today, and then starting from cell A1, going out 4 columns. Down to the final row, name that to be input range. All right, and then this is actually Mort's code right here, where he asks for the input box, gets the year that they want, and then he asks what year or what they want to name the new sheet. All right, so it's going to actually insert a sheet on the fly, and then I dimension a new sheet, WSN, as the active sheet. So I know that WS is the original sheet, WSN is the new sheet that was just added. On the new sheet, put the criteria range. So out in column E, there's the heading that matches this heading here, and then whichever answer they gave us goes in E2. The output range is going to be my other three headings, A, B, and D. And again, if you or Mort changes these to real headings, which is probably a better thing to do than A, B, D, you'd also change these to real headings. All right, so all of this is just a little bit of pre-work here. This one awesome line of code will do the entire advanced filter. So from the input range, we do an advanced filter. We're going to copy. Remember, that's our choice, filter in place or copy. The criteria range is E1 to E2. The copy to range is A to C. Unique values, no, we want all of the values. All right, that one line of code there does all of the magic of looping through all of the records, or replaces looping through all the records or doing the arrays. And then when we're done, we will clear the criteria range and then delete row 1 back on the original worksheet. Okay, so let's switch back here to our data. We will make it easy to run this. So insert a shape, and we'll call this filter. Home, center, larger, larger, larger. Right click, assign macro, and assign it to macro for Mort. All right, so here we go. We're going to do a test. See, we're on the data sheet. Click the filter. What year do we want? We want 2015. What do I want to call it? I want to call it 2015. Right, and bam, there it's done. That's how fast this is. Now, since Mort's original data didn't have headings, maybe this data shouldn't have headings. So let's go Alt F11. Right here, when I clear the criteria range, we will also rows 1.delete. All right, so now the next time we run this, it will get rid of those headings. And let's just, rather than run the whole thing quickly, let's take a look here with 2014. So I'll select one cell in the data, Alt F11, and I want to run just down to the point where we do the advanced filter so we can look and see what the whole macro is doing here. So we'll click run, and I want to get 2014. All right, and so press F8. We're about to do the advanced filter, and we can roll back to Excel here and see what's happened. First thing that's happened is we've added a new temporary row with the headings. Inserted this worksheet, built the criteria range with the heading and what year they input, chose the fields that we want to do, and then back in VBA, I'll run the next line of code. So that's F8. That does the advanced filter right there. It's incredibly fast. And you'll see that has actually now brought us all the records. From there, it's just a bit of cleanup. Delete this, go back to the data and delete row 1. And we will be good to go. So I'll just let the rest of that run. Remove that breakpoint. All right, so there's the VBA. For me, this is, I think, the fastest way to go. All right, episode recap. The advanced filter is more advanced than the regular filter because, well, it can copy to a new range. Now, I didn't show it in this video, but you can build complex criteria where field 1 is equal to A or field 2 is equal to A. The regular auto filter can't do that, and it's fast. Mort's trying to process 100,000 rows in VBA by using an array or by looping, but it will always be faster to use Excel built-in features than writing your own code. You need to define an input range, a criteria range, output range. You always need an input range in at least one of these, although today I'm using both. For the input range, single row of headings above the data. So we're going to add a temporary row of headings. For the output range, the same headings that you want to extract. All right, so if it was A, B, year, and D, you would just put A, B, and D as the output range. For the criteria range, headings in row 1. So this is the field I want to build the criteria on, and this is the value I'm looking for. Complications, older versions of Excel will not allow the output range to be on another sheet. So if potentially your code will run back then, you want to use a named range for the input range. Because from this sheet, the named range, even though it's on another sheet, this sheet believes the named range is on the current sheet. So that would allow the advanced filter to work. All right, well, there you have it. I want to thank Mort for sending that question in. I want to thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another netcast from Mr. Excel.